morning, Lionhearts. Your old pal Jordan the Lion. Here we are, Rome, Italy, once again. Except today, we finish off the last of what was on my agenda for all my things to do in Rome. It looks like I have one day left that I don't have anything planned. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna wander tomorrow. It feels good. I've never had that in a city. I've never actually had where I didn't get to do everything that was on my agenda. So since we're gonna knock all that off, it looks like I have one extra day to go exploring. Now today is gonna rock. Today I have a lot of treats planned, and right now we're actually going to where most of the other popes are buried, and this is considered the church. That's right, we're heading to the mother and head of all churches in Rome and in the world, the Archbasilica of St. John Lateran. Daze with Jordan the Lion begins now. And if you're not a religious or church person, don't worry, the whole vlog's not gonna be that. We're actually gonna go see the mausoleum of one of the greatest rulers in Rome history, and we're going to another Roman holiday filming location. Well, this is not it, but it's beautiful enough to take a look at, isn't it? It is for me. Like I said, you don't have to be religious to enjoy beautiful art and beautiful statues. In fact, one of the people in my hostel room and I were talking about how we both kind of noticed that it was pretty interesting how, if you looked at the top of the Sistine Chapel, that extremely famous painting, and we were both really amazed at how small it is when you look at it in the grand scheme of the whole thing. You know where they're touching fingers, God is touching fingers? We both were like, hey, did you notice in the background that Michelangelo, it looks like he made God sitting inside of a brain, and you can see the brain stem? He said, almost as though there was a subliminal message like it's all in your mind. And I said, maybe, but you know, I kind of doubt that when he made that beautiful statue that's inside St. Peter's Basilica of Jesus laying in Mary's lap. So it's always up to whoever's interpretation is interpreting it. What are you doing, little kitty? Did somebody feed you? Good for them. They gave you some food. You deserve it. All right, let's take a look at this. That's why we stopped, not to say hi to the kitty. I'm starting to feel like Bubbles from Trailer Park Boys. So this is pretty much how everybody gets their drinking water. They just stick their bottle under these public spigots. Well, there it is. And I am scorching. I gotta take this jacket off, but I can't take it off till we get done here because they have a dress code of no elbows or knees showing. Well, here we go, friends. Like I said, countless popes are buried here, but none of which were alive during my lifetime, or probably any of yours. Most of them choose to be buried at St. Peter's Basilica, but like I said, this is the mother church of them all. So they actually started building this in 4th century AD and didn't complete it until 1735. And it got its name after John the Baptist. Beautiful. Well, friends, say hello to one of the greatest statues of Constantine I've ever seen. The great emperor. Oh wow, check that out. And then look at this doorway. Now, much like when we were at Père Lachaise, people would go up to the founder, Père Lachaise, and kiss his foot or rub his genitals or the lips or whatever. They touched the foot of baby Jesus right here. Look how many saints they have surrounding this, how many statues of saints. They are massive. It's very interesting. If you look at the painting, you'll notice they incorporated a section of glass below it. And there's a painting within that. They have various confessional booths in here, and each one has a different language. You can see this is the Spanish one. And here's the Italian one. Now let's make our way to the altar. This is a big one. And look at the ceiling. All embellished in gold. Well, right here is a statue of John the Baptist, right over Pope Martin V's grave, or his tomb. And you can see people have put coins down there. Look at the ceiling. Wow. And that's a statue of Pope Leone XIII. Oh, wow. Magnificent. I don't think I really even have to tell you who would sit in that chair right there. Let me switch lenses. Alright, now let's take this all in properly. And there you can see the pipes from the organ. Pretty dark in this section, sorry. And then look way at the top. Pyramid with the eye. And look at the ceiling. This is still the ceiling. St. Peter. And now that I've switched lenses, I want to show you what's up here behind these. It's right above the altar. I hope you can see it. There's two statues within. Wow, what history. I'm very glad I came here. I think we're about to move on. And this is the tomb of Pope Clements the 12th. Let's see if we can find a hole in here to get some footage. I was just taking a look at the door. Look how protected it is. It has those big iron locks on there. Those doors have to easily be, I don't know, 40 feet high. And then here's one more piece to the puzzle. Well, goodbye. Let's head off to our next stop, gang. So before we get out of here, right here across from St. John's, I want you to check out this. This church, and look at what's in that dome. The art in there. Now we're gonna go hop on a train because when I bought my pass for all the museums, it included basically a public transportation pass, and it's gonna expire in an hour, and our next stop is an hour walk away, so I figure I might as well use it now. That's what we just passed through to our subway stop. Get a pizza. Yeah. People were complaining I haven't been showing my food enough. Well, I've only been eating like one, maybe 2 meals a day, and they've been kind of like street food type things. Sometimes I go into restaurants, but stopped off and got some pizza. Now this pizza is actually really good. Go here, Mariotti. Speaking of dogs, I get to see mine in about 3 days. The Joster! Breck and I have a prank planned on Jaw for our reunion. I can't wait. Miss him. Wow. It's pretty crazy creations. Look at their balcony. Aren't those great? They have like fake flowers up there. Part of the ironwork. That's an intense entryway. Alright, so our plan now is I'm heading to... This was something I really wanted to see, the tomb or the mausoleum of Augustus. By now, I'm sure most of you have heard enough about Augustus throughout these vlogs. You know who I'm talking about, the old emperor. He's making a dog out of sand. Wow, look at that. Well, I'd say we must be close. Wouldn't you? Oh, this is gonna be great. I can't wait. There we go. Well, unfortunately, it looks like they have it all closed down because they're renovating it or something. I'm not exactly sure. That's unfortunate. Since you can't get in, they're basically showing you the history of it out here. So that's what we're missing out on, right there. What is this art? Look at this guy. It's like a boxer. Painted on the ground. Well, I'm really sorry guys, that's the tomb of Augustus. I didn't know they were going to be doing this when I came, obviously, but he's in there. It says it's the Caesar family tomb now. I know through the bars is not an ideal view, but I'm going to try and walk around and see if I can get any better views, at least the front of the mausoleum. Let's take a look at this fountain. Let's walk over here, maybe we can get a better view of the tomb from over here. Yeah, I think we definitely can, looks like. Looks like there was a painter here that just left his stuff. There's the front. We didn't come 5,000 miles to not see that. God, I wish I could go in, jeez. Well, I guess I'll have to come back, won't I? And this is the Basilica of St. Ambrogio e Carlo. Look at the statues. And there's St. Ambrogio. Does that say Achilles? Oh, I just saw something up here on the wall I want to show you guys. That sign right there, what that says. Piazza Augusto Imperatore. Yep. Okay, this place isn't open at the moment, but I was just thinking, I kid you not, I literally was just thinking, how come I've come to Rome and I haven't had Fettucini Alfredo when it's one of my favorite things in the world? Here's a picture of Sophia Loren eating it here, Elizabeth Taylor, Sylvester Stallone, and the reason I want to come back, because they claim to have invented it here. Ristorante Alfredo, there's their father, and it says, or great-grandfather, and it says that he invented it, so we're gonna come back and eat here tonight. So yeah, we'll come back here tonight, whatever 1930 is. We'll come back and have dinner here and you guys can see. Well, let's hope it's good. I mentioned on the live stream last night from Trevi Fountain that I really hadn't been that, not really that impressed with the food I've had in Italy. I've found it was pretty bland so far, so hopefully this will change it. Those are the church bells. Wow, look at that monster Lego. I gotta show you guys this race car inside here. Wow, this is from 2011. Yep, and I was the guy making comments about CDs being in trees 2 weeks ago, so what do I know? Well, they're filming something here, some sort of movie, or something. I don't know what's going on here. Well, we made it. You knew we'd come. Well, you can tell pretty much by the way she's sitting there, that's where Gregory, Peck, and Audrey Hepburn were seated when they had their gelato and their conversation, because you can see the street lamp in the background, you can see the hotel in the background. Actually, that hotel back there, from what I read online, that's where Audrey Hepburn stayed when they filmed this movie. She liked it and that's where she stayed, and this was actually her breakout movie. So they would have been sitting, Joe and Anne would have been sitting right there.
Wow, it's you.
Yes, Mr. Bradley.
Kind of angled down. So there you go. Another scene from Roman Holiday. This is probably one of the more memorable scenes.
It's great. Tell you what, why don't we do all those things?
I just wasn't in the mood for ice cream, but this is where they're eating the ice cream.
Don't I? First wish, one sidewalk cafe coming right up.
I just wanted to go a little further up and show you a little bit more. Because I know a lot of people that are huge Roman Holiday fans. I've known people throughout my life, that was their favorite movie of all time. And to know that Audrey Hepburn stayed there, I think it's worth showing. See down below, there's almost never a time where somebody's not sitting on that little part of the step. And you can see the filming that's going on down below. And look at this incredible fountain. It's a boat. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? I love it. I love it. No promises, but maybe this is what I'll do tomorrow. The Keats-Shelley House. For many of you that don't know, great poets, Shelley Winters, my friend, actually chose her name off of Shelley. That Shelley, that's why it's spelled that way. She said in those days everybody was named Shirley. Her name was originally Shirley Shrift, and she said everybody was named Shirley because of Shirley Temple. And when she entered the business, they said, Shirley Shrift is not a movie star name. You're gonna have to come up with something else. And she said, well, I don't know. They said, well, who's your favorite author? And she said, Shelley. They said, okay, let's go with Shelley. And what's your mom's maiden name? And she says, Winter. And they said, let's do Winters. Shelley Winters. And that's how she became Shelley Winters. So maybe we'll do this tomorrow. You'll have to tune back in to see. You'll have to keep an eye out when this movie comes out, unless it's an Italy-only release. Look at this. Carpetbagger be proud of that drone. That's Possum 3 in the making, Carpetbagger. We're gonna fly that purse in there. On to our next stop. Look what this hotel has hanging. That's a nice touch. God, how good do those cannolis look right now? Oh wow, look at this amazing fountain I just found. I love just stumbling into stuff like this. And look at this one over here with the lion behind him. And the last one you can't really see because they have it covered up with construction stuff. But you'll have to take my word for it. Look at this building, isn't this great? Oh wow, Burger Planet needs one of those, look at that. Got all kinds of knobs and switches on those microphones. Well, Lionhearts, as I promised you earlier, it's the evening time. We're taking the half-hour walk to get that legendary Fettucini Alfredo. They claim to have invented it there. The grandfather did. And they're gonna be open for dinner, so let's go. I'm really excited about this. I literally just stumbled into that while I was out walking around today. Well, take a look at that one. Every window in that hotel is blue. All right, gang, we have returned. There's the sign, there's that sign, there's the man, and let's go get some food. Just one? Yeah. I don't have to look at the menu. I know what I'm having. I'm having that. I have tons of signed photos on the wall. It says tonight I have Fettucini Alfredo prepared by the king himself. I love the water bottle. I just noticed over in that case he has the original recipe books. I'm looking at all the photos of people I see. Cornell Wilde, Anne Margaret, Johnny Weissmuller, Donald O'Connor. Some heavy hitters. Well, I got the coffee and the bread ready. I think that's my fettuccine right there. Yep, that was mine. Guys, this is no joke. This is incredibly good and incredibly cheesy. That was so good, I will include their business card. Right there in those photos, there's Yul Brynner, Burt Lancaster, Peter Sellers down here on the bottom. Well, that was my grocery store growing up. Gotta love that. I'm trying their first limoncello. Okay, look at their serious wall of fame right when you walk in. Ava Gardner, a letter from George Bush. There's George Bush eating. There's a signed picture from Ronald Reagan. Sylvester Stallone. Walt Disney and family here. Woody Allen. Frank Sinatra. 2 Elizabeth Taylors. Oh my gosh, look at that! It says, I love Alfredo III at the very top. And then it signed Mickey and Walt Disney, if he were here. It's one of the animators for Walt Disney. Okay, wow, pretty cool. Well, that was amazing. It was everything I was hoping it would be and more, so I wanted to give them a ton of shout outs in this. We're gonna call it a night. Thank you, Michelle Holt, for becoming my newest Patreon. Everyone else, we'll see you here from Rome, our last day tomorrow. Goodbye.